get a welcome you'll never forget.
What I want, so I'll take you on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in and not getting. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, living right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Hey, Dad, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today.
Welcome back to some more Camp Geek Squad. In today's video, we are talking about the Akatski members. Now, I've got a few videos planned for the upcoming weeks. Some of them will take time, so I'll start working on them, so they won't be ready for a few weeks. But the videos ranking the Akatski members in terms of power, I might do that next week. This week, ranking the Akatskis in... this week is ranking Akatski in terms of their bounty. I got that idea from a TikTok. I'll show you in a brief second. There's ranking Akatski in terms of how much I like them, like who's my favourite, etc. Then there's Percy Jackson, Lyric Prank, that will take time. Naruto Lyric Prank, that will take time. My Hero Academia Lyric Prank, that will take time. You can see these types of videos online. Just type in My Hero Academia Lyric Prank on YouTube. Zuko vs Leo in versus, who would win? That takes time. Suki vs Annabeth takes time. Toph vs Nico takes time. The verses take time, as you'd expect, because I have to gauge their strengths, have to find out all their feats, compare them against each other, then take their personalities into account. The lyric pranks take time. I've literally tried one before. I didn't finish it. That's the Naruto one, so I think I'll finish off that one and then release that one. But today's video, it's ranking the Akatski based on what I think their bounty would be. Do you know they've got a bingo book, right? And in One Piece, there's, bounties based on berries. So what if... And I know in the bingo book, you could get money for defeating them, or at least I think you can. They're defeating members in the bingo book. And the bad guys have their version of the bingo book. So what are the Akatski's version? How much are they worth? And I got this idea from a TikTok I saw this morning. Well, yesterday morning, technically. So let's check, shall we, to see... I'll just show you the clip.
Bounties I'd give to Naruto characters if they had the One Piece bounty system. Akatsuki Edition Part 1. Remember, a high bounty does not mean they're more powerful. And to prove my point, we have Obito. I don't think he'd have a bounty. Everyone thought he died as a genin, and then he paraded himself as Madara. So anything he did would be attributed to Madara. And when he finally revealed himself to be Obito, he died pretty quickly after. So even though he's strong, no one knew who he was, he wouldn't have a bounty. Next up, we have Kisame. I'd give him a bounty of 3 billion berries. This is because his reputation is very big. He's known as the Tailless-Tailed Beast, a former member of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. He killed one of the members of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, and then joined the Akatsuki. I think all those together warrant a very high bounty for him. Next up, we have Kakuzu. He had a great origin story of failing to kill Hashirama, and then defecting from the Hidden Waterfall, but then he was widely unknown for a long time. Everyone thought he was dead. I would give him 2 billion berries, because of his origin story, and then his notoriety after Asuma died. Next up, we have Itachi. I'd give him 3.5 billion berries. He is widely known as the ninja who killed his entire clan, feared for his Sharingan, and then joined the Akatsuki. I think this definitely warrants a very high bounty. Then we have Zetsu. I would not give him as high as a bounty as the others. He was widely unknown. There was a few encounters here and there with the white Zetsu. I'd probably give him 500 million berries. He wasn't really known, and when he did show himself, he didn't really display a lot of great strength. Followed by Conan, and hers would be a little bit lower too. I don't feel like she was widely known either, but she did display her strengths when she was known. I'd give her 1.5 billion berries. Finally, we have Hidan. I'd give him 2 billion berries. People really knew him after he took out Asuma. I'm assuming people knew about the Jashin cult before he joined the Akatsuki too, which would add to his fear. So I think 2 billion is about where he... First up, we have Payne. Seen as the leader of the Akatsuki, possessor of the Rinnegan, and the person who killed Jiraiya, he's going to have a very large bounty. I would give him 4 billion berries. I think this is a warranted bounty because he was the assumed leader of the worst terrorist organization of that time. Followed by Deidara, stole a forbidden jutsu from the Hidden Stone, and killed Gaara. I would give him a 3 billion berry bounty. I think it's warranted, especially since he killed a Kage. Finally, we have Sasuri. He was Deidara's partner when he killed Gaara, seen as the best puppet master basically ever. I would give him 2.5 billion berries. I would not add in the fact that he killed the third Kazekage, because no one knew about that until Chiyo found out in the same fight where Sasori ended up dying. So I wouldn't attribute that into his bounty, because by the time people found out, not only does he have his reputation from the Warring States period, the founding of the Hidden Leaf, his fight with Hashirama, but he also has the current reputation of everything that Obito did, parading as him, and then fighting the United Shinobi Alliance. I would give him 4 billion. He is literally a legend. Followed by Hashirama, I would also give him 4 billion. He bested Madara, was known as the God of Shinobi, and founded the first ninja village. He's also a legend. Finally, we have Orochimaru, former Akatsuki member, rogue ninja of the Hidden Leaf, killed the third Hokage, killed the fourth Kazekage. He was a legendary Sannin, and founder of the Hidden Sound. Taking all that into account, especially the fact that he killed 2 Kage, I'd give him 2 billion. I definitely don't think it could be lower than 1 billion.
So I'm going to do my own version. He's doing that in terms of berries. I'm going to be doing it in terms of yen. Now, I will say the English version, the pound version, like how much I think it's worth, and then do a rough translation. Now, I've made it more easier. So when I say like a certain amount, like 1,000 equals so-and-so 100,000 yen, it's not the exact. But I'm not going to do Orochimaru, because he wasn't really a member of the Akatsuki while we were watching. And I'm not doing Hashirama, because I don't know why he did Hashirama. Hashirama isn't an Akatsuki member. Now, I am doing Madara, because everyone thought Madara was part of the Akatsuki. And that's why Toby's is different. Now, I know technically it's Obito, but Obito wasn't, like, nobody knew it was Obito until during the Ninja War, which by then, why is anyone doing a bounty, during the middle of the war, For example, some of these are affected by, like, Deidara probably would have gone up if he didn't, like, commit suicide after defeating the Sand Village, Sasori's would have been higher if people knew he beat the third Kazekage. I think it's the Kazekage. The desert. No, the Hokage, the Raikage is the... Anyway, enough rambling. We're going to start off with Conan. Feather Effect. Now, I'm going to say 10,000. Now, people... which is 1,500,000 yen. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, isn't that a bit much, Camp Director of the Geek Squad? Now, yes, it might be. I would have put it lower. I would have put it between 1 to 5,000. But the reason I've got it up to 10,000, 1,500,000 yen is because people in the Rain Village think she's an angel. And I think, like, at the start of the Rain Village going under their control, people would have known about her and created a bingo book, and she would have killed them. But now thinking about it, not many people would have made it in. Don't make it. Jiraiya and Kakashi just about made it into the Rain Village. It wasn't like an easy thing to do. You certainly did not really leave with your life. As poor Jiraiya knows. But I think word might have got out. Plus, always seen with the leader, Payne. So I think it would have just been up there just because of that reason. Up next, we have Mr. Zetsu, Mr. Information for the Akatsuki. Now, I would say about £5,000 or 770,500 yen. I think that would be around about the much, because Zetsu doesn't really do much, but still a member of the Akatsuki and still seen with each and every member at some point. So people know, some things up, and remember the Akatsuki is clearly dangerous, even though Zetsu isn't that dangerous, but still dangerous. Compared to the others, is a weakling, but isn't really a weakling. Anyway, I would say around 770 770,500 yen. Up next, we have actually one of my favourite members of the Akatsuki when I first, watched it, and it's dropped a little, how much I like him, but I still like him more than some of the others, but lots of people seem to dislike him. It is Hidan, and I would say around 30,000 pounds, or 4,600,230 yen. Because obviously his be seen with Kakuzu, one of the more powerful members. The religious thing that lots of people would have known about, the Joshin cult religion thing, and about him even before he joined the Akatsuki. And, when somebody is immortal, you're going to know their name. But in terms of actual, damage done individually, yes. And, it's going to be, high. That's why I put it, 30,000 or 4 million yen, or over 4 million yen. That's still quite a lot. I mean, who wouldn't remember? And now that I think about it, I might actually switch Data and Hidan's. I'll get onto Data in just a sec, but next up is Toby. Now, this is Toby, not Obito. Now, I know technically they're the same person and all that, but nobody knew who Obito was. They all thought he died and was a good guy. And if everyone knew Obito's actions were Obito's, I would say he would be between Itachi's and Payne's, or maybe even Madara's. He would be above Payne, I'd say. Maybe even, between Itachi and Madara, which we'll get onto later. But I've put Toby at £15,000, or 2,360,000 yen. So around half that of Hidan's, because he doesn't really do much. Toby doesn't do much. So the third, cheapest option. But, seemingly never being able to hit, I thought that would be worth something, and is parted with Deidara, who you'll see next, but I might now in my mind change Deidara and Hidan's. Actually, before we get on to Deidara, I just want to say Toby is actually one of my favourites, even before we knew he was Obito. Up next, we have none other than Deidara, as I've mentioned, who I put £100,000, or 15,430,800 yen. Now, the reason I put Deidara up this much is while he's one of the younger, more inexperienced members, he clearly would have, been involved in things we didn't know about, and his explosions would have killed several people, and I put it high. But now that I think about it, Hidan probably would have been more well known, so maybe switch Deidara and Hidan. But that's what I think. But this is where you're really starting to get in the more expensive. I tried to keep it realistic because, quite frankly, some of them, like Itachi, Payne, and Madara, I could have put up into the, billions, millions, trillions even. And I'll explain them in a second. Sasuri, gotta catch 'em all, puppet man. I don't know where that came from, but Sasuri I've put as £130,000, or the equivalent of 20,830,580 yen. Now, the reason I put Sasha as this is he's one of the more, in his other form, first form, not his true form, he's looks kind of terrifying. He's was partnered with Deidara, and he also is a very deadly person who makes puppets, which is not a rare thing, but not the most common usage, and kills with poison. And I just think Sasori would have been well known. Now, I think Sasori probably would have been up there with almost around the million mark, if not, maybe not quite, or maybe even in the million mark, if he knew, in pounds, if people knew that he killed the Kazekage, the third Kazekage, one of the more powerful Kages at the time, and known to be the most powerful Kazekage. But at this point, I'd settle with that. Now, this is when we start getting into the higher ball. Now, we're going to go on to Kakuzu right now, but I did forget to do Kisame, but I just fixed that now. Now, Kakuzu, I'd say 650,000 or 100,300,195 yen. Now, the reason I put Kakuzu so high is lots of damage, one of the toughest people, and has 5 hearts. Not that many people know about the 5 hearts, but the whole, hard to kill, very strong, killing other Akatsuki members, and how much damage Kakuzu would have done. But not only that, Kakuzu is older than you think. Kakuzu once fought against the first Hokage, Hashirama. He lost, but still. And I think people would have remembered that. Not too many people, but people would have remembered that, and it would have gone down in the bingo book, and he would have had a high price. But the 4 remaining members are going to rank higher, and I'll tell you why when I get to that. Now, Kisame is ranked higher in terms of bounty because A, was once one of the great ninjas, was one of the ninja swordsmen and killed other master ninja swordsmen, who are highly rated. Also, is partnered with Itachi, one of the most infamous rogue ninjas out there, as well as being known as the tailed beast with no tail. Essentially saying he's so powerful that he's like a tailed beast, apart from he doesn't have a tail, which I have to say is insane. So I would say Kisame breaks into the £1 million mark, or 155,250,940 yen, which is a lot of money, but I say Kisame is definitely worth it because of all the things he does. One, has one of the legendary swords that can drain other people's chakra. I'm pretty sure a water style uses, and one of the best. Terrifying. Partnered with Itachi and killed some of the swordsmen, and is known as the tailed beast with no tail. Obviously, he's worth that much money. Now, I want to say Itachi's is low, and I would like to say this, 3 million. I might bump this up to 5 million, but that's around 460,925,985 yen. You could easily bump this up to 5-7 million if you're feeling like it, because Itachi killed all his clan, the whole clan, apart via one, his younger brother. That means he's a rogue ninja who killed his parents, his friends, family, and everyone in the village. Now, remember, the Sharingan is a very famous ability, and he beat a whole village full of Sharingan users. And, Data, at a brief moment, thought he was a god. I would say he is the best genjutsu in all of Naruto. But I could be wrong. But people would know about him. Like, who wouldn't know about someone who killed their whole village in one of the more powerful nations, in one of the more powerful clans. Uchiha are one of the most powerful clans in all of Naruto, and one Uchiha was able to kill the rest of them. And some of them would have had a Mangekyo Sharingan, so of course he would get a high price on his head. And only 2 members of the Akatsuki would have a bigger bounty on their head. Up next we have none other than Payne, who was thought to be the leader. Now, as you know, it's technically Obito who is working for Madara / being manipulated by Madara. But Payne is considered to be the leader of the Akatsuki, so of course he would have a high price on his head. And he did destroy the Hidden Leaf. Now, technically, you'd be thinking people wouldn't know about that, so that wouldn't counter into this. But being the head of the Akatsuki would have you the highest of them all, right? So he's going to have a 10 million, or 1,540,080,950 yen. Up next, we have one of the most badass and coldest mofos in all of anime history, especially Naruto, Madara Uchiha. Now, the reason why is, as soon as, Obito said he was Madara, he would have got a bounty on his head, even before. Some people would have changed it in the bingo book. That's the only reason I'm putting him in here. And everyone remembers everything Madara did before he supposedly died, and now. So he would have £100 million, or 15,450,800,510 yen. That's how much he would be worth, in my opinion. And you could easily put that up to $1 billion, even $1 trillion. That's how, badass this guy is. Now, if you guys disagree, which I'm pretty sure some of you will, please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you disagree, please let me know what you would rank, like how much you think they would be worth, etc. And I might do this for other characters like Orochimaru, heck, even the Kages. I might do one for the Kages if you so wish. But remember, I am going to be ranking the Akatsuki in terms of power, how much I like them. I'll be doing verses and lyric prank things. So if you'd like anything in particular, any song in particular for any of the lyric pranks for the likes of Percy Jackson, Naruto, My Hero Academia, please let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, this has been Camp Geek Squad, and I've been the camp director. Thank you guys for watching.